are we doing? We are doing the wave moment. We don't have time to waste. The family shopping trip had lasted most of the morning, and you still had to unload everything from the trunk before you could enjoy the afternoon. You cradled another bag in your arms as you headed towards your house. It was one of the heavier bags from the grocery store, loaded with fresh apples, ripe tomatoes, a bunch of carrots, and even half a watermelon. Ma came out the front door and paused just ahead of you.
It's no trouble.
Need any help with that, Joseph? I can bring it in the rest of the way if you want me to. How weak do you think I am, Mom? Just because you're a strong, powerful lesbian, you think you can carry all these groceries? God, Mom. I'm a good muscle bottom, okay? Cove is gonna like that. It would be helpful. Ma stepped forward to take the bag from your arms, and you made a quick run to get another bag. You passed Ma again on your way back to the house, and she gave you an encouraging grin and rustled her fingers through your yellow hair. You set the next bag on the counter. Your older sister began to root around inside for the contents of the sigh. How much is left? Still a few more bags. With a huff and a puff, Elizabeth continued putting away the groceries, and you retreated out of the kitchen before you could become the target of her bad mood.
Be careful!
Careful, Joseph! You hadn't been looking where you were going and bumped right into Mom, almost stepping on her toes to boot. Sorry. I can give you a pass this time, but be sure to watch where you're going. If you run into the wrong person, you might get your license revoked. She grinned at the bad jokes as you continued through the door. For an Amazon like her, everyone must seem weak. Outside, Ma had started organizing what remained and putting back any loose objects that had fallen out during the trip. When you stepped up to the trunk beside her, she took in a big breath of air, her dress gently swaying around in the breeze.
That's a shame.
It's a shame we had to spend the morning cooped up in that shopping center. It's a beautiful day, don't you think? You tilted your head to the sky, gazing at the clear blue expanse. It's too hot. You wrinkled your nose, feeling a few beads of sweat gathering on your forehead from lifting stuff around in the sun. If there were a cloud or two around to lessen the heat, you'd be enjoying the weather a lot more. There are clouds everywhere. With a small sigh, you turned back to help Ma with the last of the bags. Oh, hi, Cove. You noticed Mom wave over at Cove, who had just exited his front door, his surfboard propped up under one arm. Let me see. Surfboard and wetsuit. Where might you be off to this beautiful day? Oh my god, he looks so cute in that. Oh, he's just a precious little darling, isn't he? Oh, you think he's wearing anything under that suit? Oh my god, I could just zip it down and expose him completely. Oh my god. Cove instantly startled, not having realized your family was also out here. Even though your mom was the one who called out, you were the one he looked at. He tried to settle down again. Oh, get closer to me, baby. He jogged across the pavement to properly say hello to you and your parents. It was decidedly awkward since Cove had trouble figuring out how close to stand to you. The addition of his unwieldy surfboard made the whole thing seem even clumsier. Careful with that thing. You'll put someone's eye out. Mom chuckled and got a whispered reproach from Ma for it.
Pam!
Pam, please, go easy on him. Cove winced. Sorry, Mrs. Tsubasa. Don't mind her, honey. It's a beautiful day for surfing. I haven't been out on the waves in a long time. I'm jealous. You didn't notice the scar on his arm before, sis? They talk about the scar all the time. I mean, not all the time, but pretty frequently. Yeah, I'm hoping to get a few waves before it gets dark. Hi, Cove. He had relaxed a lot when Ma spoke to him, but the rigidity came back as soon as you said something. Oh, what else is rigid about you, Mr. Cove?
Hey.
Hi, Joseph. Cove managed to grin, and it almost felt like you had butterflies in your stomach. Do you want to come hang out there later? You noticed the flush of red on his cheeks, but that might have just been from the heat. Sure, I'll meet you there when we're done. Yeah. Cool. When he spoke again, he tried to contain some of the excitement that was clearly ready to burst. It'll be fun. You're not done unloading, right? Can I help?
No, no, no.
This is our job. You go enjoy the beach. Joseph can catch up as soon as they're finished here. Alright. I'll see you. Yeah, bye for now. Cove headed on down to the beach with more skip in his step than normal. It was really cute. You smiled softly to yourself at the thought that you'd be joining him soon. He sure seemed to perk up after you agreed to meet him there. I wondered why that could be. Ma? Now who's giving him a hard time, Lonnie?
Josh?
It's different. Mom's face broke into an incredulous grin. In what way? I'm being supportive, and he can't hear it. Mom full-on laughed that time.
Lonnie.
You're the worst of us when it comes to this, honestly. I keep trying to warn people, but they won't listen. I only want to help. I think it's fair to say he might need it. Meddler, but you have a point. Right? You narrowed your eyes at their teasing, and they simply chuckled conspiratorially before taking more bags from the trunk and heading inside. Once everything had finally been taken in and put away, you got yourself ready to meet Cove at the beach. You had a surfboard in your room you wanted to take with you. Your family had a surfboard around somewhere. You weren't sure what you were going to do. He was surfing and you didn't know how. Oh my god, that's the truth. I'm sorry. You said the same thing to your parents, and while Ma laughed at him, Mom gave you a smile.
Well...
You'll just have to go there and see what happens. Cove must have been so excited to invite you there, he forgot you don't surf. Or he's hoping you'll go watch him so he can show off. Oh yes, I used to do that. I know, hun. I experienced Joseph's situation firsthand. I was stuck on the shore too. You noticed what I was doing? Yes, after the very first time. It's not a subtle move. How embarrassing. I was still impressed.
Aww.
Oh, thank you. Dang, nice work, Ma.
Hey.
Hey, what are you still doing here? Go on, have your fun. You're only young once, but don't do anything I wouldn't have. Would you not have had sex right on the sand? Okay, well, I might disappoint you. Bye. At your parents' prodding, you hurry to leave the house and head down to the beach. When you arrived at the shore, you were greeted by the crash of waves and the soft calls of seagulls. You took in a lungful of ocean air and felt your tan skin warm in the sun. You noticed a small setup nearby with a towel, some sunscreen, and a bottle of water. It must be Cove's. You spotted Cove himself nearby. He hadn't gone out to the sea yet. He was just sitting in the sand at the water's edge, his board propped up beside him. You ran up beside him. Hey, are you waiting for someone?
Joseph.
Ugh, yes, me. He looked up at you with a smile and quickly hopped to his feet. I was wondering if you were still coming. Cove doesn't look 13, we know. We know. We know. I wouldn't have missed it. Sorry you had to wait and stay inside all day. I wouldn't have missed it. He chuckled shyly at your insistence. Okay. Then he cast his eyes out towards the waves. What am I supposed to do while you surf? I'll stay here and watch you surf.
Oh.
Oh, girl. What did you want me to do? You were ready to spread out your towel and take it easy.
Don't worry about it.
I don't have to go out. I'll stay with you on shore. Or if you want, you could use one of my other boards. I could teach you. Oh my god. Would you? Oh my god, fine. You accepted? No. Okay, let's try surfing. He wants to teach me. He wants to do it with me, so I'm gonna do it with him. Even if personally I don't want to surf, I'll do it. Let's surf. Cool. It was settled. Cove left up the shore and then returned with an extra board under his arm in no time at all. You paddled out into the sea where the good waves were. The water was cool against your skin.
It's nice.
Doesn't it look a little bit off model here? But I'll allow it. Not too calm, but nothing crazy. It looks perfect today. He smiled at you, and you couldn't help but smile back. You felt totally content. Until Cove kicked the water a little too hard, and it inadvertently splashed you. Hey! Sorry. The apology did not come across as especially repentant, as he was practically laughing when he said it. You splashed him back. This CG is not it. You laugh but waited for an opening for revenge. Yeah, he's a bit off model. The second he looked away, you kicked back, spraying him.
Seriously?
Is that any way to treat someone trying to help? I came out here to teach you. And I was just following your example. Cove tried to keep a straight face, but ended up looking away. The water you flicked at him landed in shiny droplets in his hair. Then here comes another lesson. He soaked you deliberately this time. He used his leg and an impressive curtain of water hit you in the face. You lost your balance and scrambled to keep hold of the board. You just managed to stay on, but it was close. Cove winced. Are you okay? That wasn't what I was trying to do. I'm fine, but we should do the real teaching. Yeah. He chuckled awkwardly and shook some water out of his ear. With that, Cove started telling you all the tips and tricks of how to stay on a surfboard. He demonstrated both good and bad posture and explained where you needed to put your weight. Like this? You wiggled your body so that you were more in the center of your board. Cove nodded. Yep, just like that. The little lesson continued and things clicked with you. You kind of struggled. Cove tried his best to help you improve. It was difficult for both of you to work it out, though progress was made. Occasionally he reached out and touched you to more directly help get the positions right. It felt nice. But if you acknowledged you noticed his touch at all, he would instantly pull away. Since you weren't truly ready for it, Cove never pushed you to start taking on full waves, which meant he didn't either. Instead, he stuck by your side in calmer seas to assist you with your practice. There was no disappointment on his face over how things played out. Even if you hadn't reached the point of doing any real, serious surfing yet, it was still a lot of fun. Many laughs were shared between the two of you. What an afternoon! The setting sun was visible on the horizon. Every time you would look away, it had sunk a little lower. The beach was darkening, but still pleasantly warm. You knew you should get out of the water before it was completely dark in the sea. You rode one last wave to get back to the beach. There you picked up your surfboard and gave it a quick once-over. Cove followed you to the shore. He put his board with his other things and grabbed his towel to start drying off. As he ruffled his hair with the towel, you watched the sunset together. The colors were beautiful in the distance and the shadows around you deepened. There was no need for words between you two as you both enjoyed the sight for a moment. Cove broke the silence. The waves were good today, I think. Yeah, totally, I guess. Perfect for surfing. Yeah, totally. I mean, we didn't even ride the waves. He nodded mildly. You chatted a little more until the conversation truly died out, and all you heard was the rhythmic sound of the waves. Then Cove sighed. The day can't be over. Not yet. He scowled in the distance as if the sun exiting the sky was a personal offense. Don't you think it should be longer? Yeah. Cove stood up straight in defiance of the approaching darkness. I'm not gonna go home yet. I want to go somewhere. I don't know. Cove was still dripping in salt water, so you weren't sure what the alternative was. Wetsuits were fine for the beach and not much else. No, he looks cute to go anywhere, dude. It wasn't a good idea for him to lug his surfboard around town either. Okay, well, he can drop off the surfboard at his house before he goes to town. You'll be real cute in that wetsuit wherever you go, sis? Exactly. Ko's face and ears flushed red as he looked down and inspected himself. He crossed his hands over his chest self-consciously. He had been so used to wearing it that Cove hadn't given his current choice of dress any thought. At least that was before you pointed it out to him. Well, you would too, so, Cove's eyes widened when he preceded what he just said. No, wait. Cove's eyes widened when he processed what he just said and awkwardly decided to give up on the whole thing. Then he looked down at the shore with wide, shining eyes. There's at least one place that's always okay to hang out in, no matter what time it is. The park. You nodded. The park was Are we gonna run into who we think? The park was virtually always empty. Even Elizabeth only went over there nowadays if she was looking for you. How times have changed. She used to be so protective of the place. In fact, the only person there was a chance of running into might be that Jeremy kid again. Exactly, him. You brought up the idea to Cove and he cringed, but... I am still going. The sun is still there, a little. I'm staying out as long as it is. You tagged along. Okay, let's go. When he speaks, you can believe he's 13. Cove took a minute to put his stuff in order. He made sure to get it all, though it didn't take much to take care of this. Didn't take much care to shake the sand off. You can see the outline of Cove's pecs under his swimsuit. Yes, you can. You dealt with your own things. You stopped it quickly, dude. I'm done, Cove. He rolled his eyes with a bent smile at the announcement. He led all the way down the beach to the park. It wasn't far, so it didn't take you long. The sun still hadn't completely disappeared yet when you made your arrival. Cove stuck his surfboard upright in the sand and tossed his towel over top. By now, the two of you were mostly dry. The summer breeze on your skin kept you pleasantly warm. Cove idly went over to the monkey bars. He grabbed them, feet flat on the ground, and pretended to go across. He had definitely grown in the past few years. You could barely use the monkey bars yourself. There wasn't much space at all between you and the ground. When he got to a bar in the middle, Cove pulled himself up and through, then sat on the top of the bars. His legs dangled off the side of the bar he perched on. Let's join him. Without Cove's height advantage, getting up there was more difficult, but you made it. You climbed on the side of the monkey bars and pulled yourself to the top. You settled yourself in between two of the slats. The skinny metal wasn't the most comfortable thing to sit on, though you enjoyed the height it gave you. Ugh, yes, what? Guess what? He smiled broadly and raised an eyebrow. What? Are you hard right now? He's not here. Oh yeah, okay, I guess that's all you're thinking about Jeremy right now. Spit in my mouth, Cove. Right, it was true. There wasn't a single sign of Jeremy. Looks like it was just going to be the two of you tonight. Cove hung his head and groaned dramatically. Your eyes widened when he whipped his head back up.
No way!
I can't believe how dumb my parents are for forcing me to come to this stupid place. You were taken aback and blinked for a second before you realized he was quoting Jeremy. Ugh, parents don't know anything. Cove chuckled back at you, amused. You looked around. The old park, the streets you knew, like the back of your hand, and the beach. These were your stomping grounds. You wondered how Cove actually felt. How much was his joke just a joke? And how much was it a sincere dislike of this place? Moving had never been his choice. Do you actually like this neighborhood? Do you really have to ask that, Joseph? Cove kicked his legs carelessly as they dangled. He smiled softly. I like it here. I really do. It's a nice place. Aww. You just called Cove Kuro? Okay, I'm sorry. He didn't hesitate. There was no uncertainty. That was his genuine opinion. Koro. Yeah, I like it too. At least one person likes it here. Well, of course, I'm here after all. Cove flushed and started kicking his legs wildly like he was running in place. It didn't take long for the day to finally draw to a close. The sun was gone and it was dark. You chatted a while longer, but it was definitely winding down. I wish the days were longer. I wish this day was longer. His feet kicked out, and they made him look like a pouty child. Oh well. Cove sighed. It was time to go home. He hopped down from the monkey bars with a thump when his feet hit the ground. You clambered down the monkey bars yourself. You lowered yourself more slowly than Cove and barely made a sound when your feet reached the ground. Cove grabbed his surfboard and threw his towel around his neck. With his water bottle in hand, he was ready. You both began your trek up the road. It was a quiet night and you didn't run into anyone else. In what felt like no time at all, you had reached your street. As you walked, Cove smiled to himself. It was a soft expression. You couldn't help but wonder what put it there. Hey, don't keep all that thinking to yourself. I just remembered when we were younger. It used to be such a big deal to come home after dark. You could indeed recall. If you got sandy, your parents would have something to say. If you got wet, your parents would have more to say. And if you came home after dark, well, your moms and his dad better have said it was okay beforehand. Well, I thought his dad never punished him no matter what. You used to need permission for everything. That small comment he made just exposed how much freedom you really had this summer. Cove looked up into the sky, a smile still on his face as the two of you walked side by side reminiscing. When you came to your house, you turned to each other. Thanks for today, Joseph. Thanks for the awesome day. Cove waved and you both turned around to your respective houses. This was a pleasant end to your outing, you thought. Aww. Alright, well. And we're gonna do the mall moment. Lee's visit today turned out to be more involved than you expected. After overhearing where the Holden family was going, Lee insisted on seeing Mr. Holden's shop firsthand. An hour later, and Lee was busy looking at every item on display. Because Cove's dad offered supplies, lessons, and tours, his shop had all the scuba-related stuff you could imagine. Fins, masks, suits, and snorkels. After circling around the shop, you finally stopped and looked at the whole room. This was the first time you'd been here. It wasn't often you tagged along at the shop. You preferred it that way. It meant there was always something new to look at. Even if it was just a layout change. You were excited to come today, you were in good spirits. You were excited to come today. Or no, second one. You were in good spirits. Visiting the shop made for a fun afternoon. Just the other day, Cove was telling you about the new wetsuits, and now you got to check them out. Dude, we were just talking about Cove and his wetsuits before. Can we have a little wetsuit fashion show? Can you put on all the wetsuits, Cove? And I'll come to the changing room with you and watch you put them on. Just for convenience sake. Visiting the shop made for a fun afternoon. Just the other day, Cove was telling you about... Wait, I just read that. Lee was still busy poking through the various wetsuits displayed, so you decided to see what Derek and Cove were doing. They were too absorbed in their conversation to notice you standing near them, leaning against the counter. You were able to pick up the topic quickly.
Anyway,
My dad told me the new stuff is selling like crazy. Yeah, the material has this new blend with less neoprene. My dad says people are really interested in it. It brought a smile to your face hearing that the shop was doing well. You decided to keep listening. You couldn't resist teasing the boys. I like teasing my boys. I think I figured out Mr. Holden and Mr. Suarez's secret to running this place. Cove crossed his arms and looked at you with an eyebrow raised, while Derek gave you a genuinely confused look. You motioned with your hands for them to lean in close. Clearly they realized they could sell anything with all the handsome faces in this place. Cove's face immediately went red over the suggestion. He looked away, shaking his head. Derek took it in stride. And that's why I'm here, learning from the best. But really, there's just so much to think about with the business. It's crazy. No matter how much I come, I still don't think I get it. Cove hummed and nodded in agreement, causing a good-humored laugh from Derek. I thought you only liked the scuba diving part, not the job part. That's just the best part. I think about other things too.
I gotcha.
Cool, the business side, running it. That's my favorite. Out of the corner of your eye, you caught movement, and you realized that Lee was now standing next to you. When your dads retire, do you think you're going to carry on the store? Both sons shrugged in unison.
Well,
There's tons of things I could do. My dad thinks so too. He doesn't want me to plan on working here forever. Cove's gaze fell to the floor. You could see the conflict flashing across his face.
I don't know. It's
a lot, being the real boss of something, and totally in charge. If my mom's had their own business, I'd take it over. If my mom's had one, I wouldn't want to take over. I wouldn't want to take over someone else's. And do you think your dad's? Do you think your dad's would let me take over this shop then? A rumble of laughter came from Lee, Derek, and Cove. You're trying to swoop in, huh? Why not? They don't want it. I could get a good job.
I support that.
100%. You should make me a manager. I'd give you my vote. I don't think my dad would, but ask him if you want. Thank you for the blessings. Smiling huge, you felt plenty pleased, and as much as you were trying to joke, there was a part of you that genuinely thought being a business owner would be cool. Ko's parents left the back office and came over, catching your attention. Sorry, kids. It looks like it's going to be a long one. I know usually others hold the fort down, but I really need to stay here today. I know you just wanted to visit a little. It'd be boring getting stuck all day because of me. Kyra can take my car and go back to the neighborhood. Cove and Derek gave him an understanding look. Mr. Holden crossed his arms and flashed you all this big smile, trying to lift the mood. The one condition is that someone has to remember to come back for me later. You don't get to strand me here, no matter how funny that might be. Kyra laughed and gave a thumbs up. Mr. Holden seemed satisfied with that. He moved on with the explanation. Derek, your dad also has his hands full today, so he doesn't have time to run you back home.
it's okay.
That's alright, sir. The title sir got an awkward chuckle out of Cliff, which was cut short when Kyra elbowed him teasingly.
What do you think?
You already said I could borrow your car. Why don't I take all the kids somewhere fun for the afternoon?
Absolutely.
That's fine with me. Just please, come back eventually. Sometime today, Kyra. After multiple jokes about being left with no ride, you had to wonder if that actually happened in the past together. For you, my good sir, I swear. Cross my heart. Happy with the promise, Cliff took out his black wallet and offered a 50 bill to Kyra. Here, in case you need gas or something while you're out. Kyra smiled knowingly and accepted the bill without hesitation.
Thank you.
Ko's dad stuck the wallet into his back pocket while he waved with the free hands. Okay, time for me to jump back into work. Have fun for me. Bye. Wait, no. Bye, Dad. Bye. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir. What is this? What? Are you a little sub, Derek? Is that what you're trying to instigate here with Mr. Holden? Dude. Dude. Bye, Mr. Holden. Goodbye, sirs, madams, and most respected guests. He left the room with a wink and a flare, disappearing into the employees' only area of the shop. When Mr. Holden was out of sight, Kyra silently strolled over to the counter and carefully placed a $50 bill there. She turned back around and beamed a large smile at you and at the others. Come on, gang, let's see if this town has a mall.
Yeah!
Unable to contain her excitement, Lee actually jumped with joy, while Cove and Derek just grinned. There wasn't a mall in your hometown, but Mr. Holden's store wasn't in Sunset Bird. It might be possible to find a mall out here. You felt pumped? You felt okay about that? Whatever, we're pumped. Heck yeah! Let's go! She quickly herded the group out of the store and into the car.
Cove.
As the driver, I get to choose my partner in crime. Naturally, I would bestow the position of shotgun to my baby. Her comment made both Derek and Lee snickering. Cole was for sure embarrassed over the phrasing and blatant favoritism, but he took the seat by his mom without complaint. You decided to stick up for Cove, he said to jokingly complain at the special treatment. Boo, you're supposed to call shotgun, not assign it. That got a hearty laugh out of Kyra. Sorry, you'll get where I'm coming from when you start driving. You continued your teasing pout in the back. You'll understand when you're older was the worst excuse. I'll take the middle seat, dude. Wait, how many people are in this car? Oh yeah, there's also Lee back here. Alright, well you are like the tiniest little thing ever, so... Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want a window seat. You two can have them. Are you cool with that? You thought it was odd that anyone would give up a window seat, but you knew Derek tried to be especially polite when he was a guest. You nodded.
Fantastic.
Good. Sounds like we're all in agreement. Everyone squeezed into the car, buckling in, and Kyra turned the radio on. She set it to a top 40s pop station. Let's go to the mall before malls go extinct. You did not like it? Oh my gosh. You were into it. How about let's just be into it. Quickly, you recognized the song playing. It was a new one by an artist you were listening to a lot recently. It wasn't long until your group realized that they were lost. But after driving enough in circles, Kyra's struggle paid off when she found a local mall. There were more cheers from Lee as Kyra pulled into the parking spot. Once your group had made it inside, the first order of business on this trip was checking out what this mall actually had. Where should we go?
Ooh.
I think I see a makeup store up ahead. She rolled up on her tiptoes to get a better view. Meanwhile, Derek was eyeing the directory. There's a chocolate shop. Seriously, we have to go there. Chocolate is disgusting, Derek. Yes, wait, and we need to find a decent jewelry shop. I need new hair ties and new barrettes.
Nice.
We've also gotta at least look for a game store. There's tons of things you can't get anywhere but a store that's just for video games. You're 13, you'd be into pop trash at least a little. Damn, dude. Hey, what are you thinking, Cove? I want to look at the fish in the pet store. You could have guessed that much. Anywhere else? He smiled with some bashfulness. The food court.
So...
What about you, Joseph? No, do I need some clothes? Girl, I hate clothes shopping. But, like, I haven't been clothes shopping in so long, I don't have any clothes anymore. Like, it's a problem. As much as I don't want to go clothes shopping, we need to go clothes shopping. I really don't want to, though. I have to say. We could go to the pet store. That would be nice. No, that's pretty much it. Actually, I should have said the food court as well. I also want to go to the food court. Girl, I want to eat. And that's all that really interested you. That's certainly a list. Good thing we have all afternoon. Yeah. I have my own stops I want to make. So let's agree to regroup here at 7 p.m.
What?
You're not coming with us? Oh my god, Derek, you want this MILF to be joining us all day long? We're all in the same building. You won't be alone as you think. I'll only be a few minutes away at most. You're old enough to enjoy the mall without me hovering. I mean, he does look 10 years old, so he might be a little bit scared not to have a MILF around, you know? He's probably used to having MILFs around with the lesbians, too. Okay.
See you soon.
Be back here at 7 p.m. Toodaloo. Leaving Derek and Lee stunned by their newfound freedom, Kyra walked off. When she was almost out of sight, Derek's face twisted in confusion. Wow, she's really gone. I can't believe she just did that. You're 13, Derek. This is so cool. We get to do whatever we want. You were happy about it. Talk about an amazing opportunity. You felt unsure about the situation. Was this really okay? How much of a pussy are we? We're 13. Good lord. You were unhappy about it. No, I wanted to hang out with Kyra all day. That's why I actually came along. This was an opportunity. Derek probably needs someone. He's still small enough to get stuffed in a bag. Ugh. It really is exciting. With the decision already made, Derek tried to pull together his earlier enthusiasm for the trip. You know what I was thinking about? I wish I had backed this game, so I could have had Cove. I could have had the voice actor say Kuro. I kind of wish that I backed the game for that. Because Joseph, I mean, it's nice to have him say Joseph, but I also kind of wish I could have had him say Kuro. I don't know. Just wish I could go back in time. With the decision already made, Derek tried to pull together his earlier enthusiasm for the trip.
So...
Anyway. So, where are we going first? Time is a-wasting. You've said this so many times already, but step 4, Derek. Ooh, it better be good. Things were coming together, but you realized there might be a flaw in today's sudden plans. What's wrong, Joseph? Did everybody bring money with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I didn't bring anything. I always have some on me when I come all the way out here. Okay, well, okay, like 8-year-old, I guess you got all the fucking cash. Oh, I just said the bad word. You left all your money at home. The original plan was only visiting Mr. Holden's store. Yeah. Maybe Cove will buy me something. He'll be my daddy. No, I didn't think we'd need it. Derek looked at you sympathetically.
I get it.
I can lend you some if you need it. Cove smiled at you reassuringly.
It's okay.
You know I don't mind getting you anything if you want it. Oh my god, Cove. My pants, I just exploded. Yeah, don't worry. I can get your tab. You can pay me back later. You accepted their offers readily. Dude, thanks for the green. Thank you. We're here to have fun, not worry about anything. How often do we get to go to the mall together? Never, basically. It's special.
Right.
You don't think he's your type, but woo, he's a man? I like men. Hello. Right, don't feel bad about it. Now that everything was squared away, you explored the mall together as a group. There were many shops that you managed to venture into so far. You all even went into a clothing store, leaving you with a pep in your step. This was better than you thought, and there was still so much to see. All three of them volunteered. You have amazing friends. Oops, I skipped a line. After having hit many of the top priority stores, you found yourself passing by a small booth. It was decorated in wind chimes of various sizes. You raised a hand up to one of the smaller ones. What sparked your attention next was Cove. You thought for sure he was going to stop at the booth by the way he looked at it, but he kept going. Do you want one? It wasn't until Lee asked that you realized that you had stopped in front of the booth without saying anything. Lee just continued to encourage you. You should get one. I'm just looking. It's nice to check stuff out. Lee hummed in agreement, then stared past the booth. Following her gaze, you saw that the boys were already wandering too far ahead. Let's go. No, wait, I said that in Lee's voice. After leaving another clothing store, one that Lee couldn't resist exploring, you and your friends found yourselves walking down the main hall of the mall again. It wasn't long until everyone you were with had their eye on the smoothie kiosk ahead. Should we stop? Yeah. As you approached, your eye was drawn to the dizzying list of smoothie combinations. A part of you wondered how long it would take to try them all. Hi there, do you need the rundown of how this works? Yes, please. Okay, first off, you pick up to 3 options of fruit or berries. Then I'll add the ice and the store's special smoothie base mix. And then you have your very own smoothie for $4. There's only one size. Cove leaned over the counter a bit for several moments. He intently studied the plentiful fruit and berry options. I want to get a strawberry banana smoothie with coconut too. Sounds good. Is anyone else getting something? Can I get one that's just all mango? Of course.
Thanks.
I'd like strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries for mine. Thanks. The shopkeeper looked at you now. You wanted one. Could I get... Let's just get the strawberry. Like, sis, we don't need any. Maybe strawberry and raspberry. We're kind of copying Lee here, but, you know, and that's everything. After that, everyone started fishing their money out of their pockets. Someone is gonna pay for mine, right? Uh-huh. Where did you disappear, Derek? Just a couple minutes ago, you were talking up a storm about how you'd be willing to pay for me, and you just disappeared off screen. What happened, Derek? Uh-huh. I can get your smoothie, Joseph. I can do that too. I said it first. You'll have to be faster than that. Cove didn't seem to appreciate her joking tone and took it almost as a challenge. Then, how much money did you bring? If it's less than what I have, I should be the one who pays.
What?
What? Way to be a sore loser. Thank you. You, Lee, and Cove turned your heads to see Derek standing in front of the register. He bypassed everyone and paid for the entire order with a 20 and a smile on his face. Oh my god, the power play! Oh my lord. Here I was being like, Derek, you're terrible and you're a snake, you're a liar. And he's just out here. Oh god. He's out here supporting small businesses. The remaining change went into the tip jar. He noticed the audience he now had and cocked an eyebrow. What? I could have paid. Thanks. This is why I always have money on me, to take care of things. Okay, you little spoiled brat. Now they're fighting over who can be your sugar daddy. I know, right? Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
You waited over at the other side of the booth where the drinks were put when they were done. Derek bounced on his feet, excited for his to be ready.
Aw.
This is gonna be good. Lee chimed in with her own enthusiasm. Everybody says their smoothie-based stuff can make any drink great. Cove, while quieter, looked just as eager for his smoothie. Luckily, there hadn't been anyone else before you, so it wasn't a long wait. The group collected the fresh drinks as they were placed on the counter. Straws were placed through the openings at the top of the cup, and the first tentative sips were had. Derek out here making you feel bad for being cheap. Not him out sugar daddying everyone. I know this 10-year-old, this cute little 10-year-old just, he's the biggest sugar daddy of them all. Derek sighed in satisfaction after his taste. Mango is too delicious. Mine is super good too. Cove nodded and hummed in agreement. His straw was still in his mouth. Can I have like a taste of his? Can I like maybe suck some out through his straw? You were happy with yours. I wonder if I say I regret it though, would be like, hey, do you want a taste of mine then? I'll just say I was happy. This is perfect. Cool, we all made excellent choices today. Yeah. You asked if you could try Lee. Oh, okay, so I could, no matter what, I was gonna be able to steal a taste of Cove. Let's see, you asked if you could try Cove smoothie. Cove, could I have a drink of yours? At that, Cove accidentally inhaled as he was drinking. His face was burning red from embarrassment and from the coughing that shook him. Dude, are you okay? Derek gave Cove a few pats on the back. His hacking was only starting to slow. I bet it ended up going the wrong way. It sucks when that happens. Lee elbowed you teasingly. The moment she got your attention, she started laughing and gesturing between you and Cove. Moments later, Cove was finally able to breathe normally. He wiped his mouth with his free hand. His gaze locked to the floor as he nervously started chewing on his straw. I have to drink out of that. Stop chewing on it. You could tell he was torn. He didn't seem to want to say no, but he couldn't bring himself to say yes either. Derek couldn't watch this scene anymore. Drinking his own smoothie, he pretended to be fascinated by the displays in the stores your group was passing by. He just asked her, taste of your drink, not your D. Lee hadn't stopped looking over you two. You could tell she was living for every bit of this situation. Cove's unhappy stare went from Lee to Derek, all while shyly sipping his smoothie. You wondered if he was trying to will them to intervene. Feeling his stare, Derek peeked back towards Cove. The only response he offered was an understanding sigh. You teased him. Girl, you think I'm not gonna tease Cove? Do I have cooties and no one told me? You pretended to be shocked as you looked from Lee to Derek, eliciting laughter from both of them. Cove bit down on his straw and shook his head. With a defeated sigh, Cove delicately moved the hand holding his drink towards you. He invited you to proceed with his eyes. Leaning in, you took a sip. It was an especially sweet combination. Thanks. He nodded and brought his smoothie back closer to his body, but he didn't start drinking again.
You're welcome.
You were satisfied with that. Yeah, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. As your group continued to wander the mall, you came to an area on the path that was wider. In the center of the opening was a collection of quarter-operated ride-on machines. Derek stopped as soon as he saw them, smiling ear to ear. I want to ride! Dude, how old? Dude, you're 13! Why does he gotta be acting like he's... Why does he gotta look 10 and act 10? I think we might be too big. Speak for yourself, Cove. Derek is perfectly sized for this.
No way!
Oops, I skipped a line.
No way!
No way, we're not that old yet. I mean, maybe you're not, Derek. I don't know if you, like, skipped 4 grades or something, but we kind of are. He eagerly headed over to the machines, wanting to get a better look. Lee went along with it, smiling. You thought this was childish, you wanted to ride too? Alright, we'll ride. I won't be a stick in the mud. It's bad enough you look like a kid, now he's acting like it. You quickly chased after Derek. He turned his head back at the sound of your footsteps and gave a thumbs up over his shoulder. Reconvening around Derek, you watched as he focused on the various brightly colored rides. Most were designed to look like real vehicles, but there were also some horse-shaped ones. One of them could even seat 2 people. Lee leaned in close to you and whispered playfully, while pointing directly at the soul machine for repair. You should ride that one with Cove. She agreed. You were really onto something there. She was really onto something there. That might be fun. I call the helicopter. Why?
Cool.
It's the coolest, and I think it'll move the most. He started digging in his pockets, pulling out whatever money he had left. Wait, is everything okay? I need 4 quarters, right? Yeah. I only have 2. There has to be more between all of us. Hold on. Pockets, wallets, and purses were checked over. Derek still had 2. Kobo had only 1. Lee ended up with the most at 3. You didn't have any.
Don't worry about it.
You can have mine. Thanks, but you don't have to. It's not enough for me. And even if it was, it'd be dumb to ride while you had to watch. Cove shrugged. He had tried, failed, and looked unsure of what to do next. Why don't we all get on one ride? Like, sis, who's gonna stop us? Could that work? Cove shook his head. Don't be a stick in the mud, Cove. It'll be fine. I got it figured out. Lee walked up to the car and studied it for a moment. She went all the way around it before she headed back to your group with a big smile. Okay, Derek and Cove, get in the car. You'll use the real seats. They both stared at her unsure. Ultimately, they did what she said anyways. They fit, albeit very awkwardly. That was mostly Cove's long legs' fault. Oh my god, Daddy Long Legs Cove. Oh, wrap your legs around me. Joseph, we can climb up on the back part of the car. We'll be right behind the seats. It'll work. This had been your suggestion originally, so you went along with the arrangement. Once you and Lee got yourselves situated, everyone passed their quarter contributions to Derek. He leaned forward and slipped the quarters into the machine's slots. Jerkily, it moved. There was a chorus of nervous chuckles and giggles as everyone lurched backwards. Lee bent more forward so she could have a hand on the back of the boys' seats to keep steady. You were into it. Your enjoyment spilled over into deep laughter. This was turning out to be more fun than you expected. We're gonna break it. Girl, if we break it, we just run. What are you afraid of? Don't jinx it.
Aww.
I want to get off. Don't be a... Why y'all being like this? Cove looked uncomfortable with the whole experience. Both hands gripped his side of the car. We'll live. Hang in there, Cove. Yeah. Cove didn't say anything more. He held the edge of the car tighter as it went up and down and side to side. It wasn't long. It wasn't long before Derek's fear of breaking the car was pushed aside. A large smile replaced the concern that had been on his face. Woo, look at us go. Yay! With every buckle of the machine, you kept nearly falling over and bumping into Lee, who laughed every time. You smiled right along with her as you fought to remain upright. You all did the best you could to keep it together during the remainder of the ride, and luckily, the car came to an end without breaking. Then you noticed something out of the corner of your eye. You tilted your head to look directly at it, and you burst into laughter. What's funny? You turned back to your group and nodded in the direction of where you were looking. Isn't that one of those machines that takes dollars and gives quarters back? The kind that exists for people who don't have quarters on hand? Everyone's heads moved that way and saw that you were right. Derek chuckled awkwardly. That's exactly what that is.
Oh.
We're kinda dumb. We have to miss that the whole time. That was an easy sentence to read, and I just couldn't do it. Come on, let's just put this behind us. There's still places open. We haven't been everywhere yet.
Totally.
Here. You moved along from one stop towards your next, still jovial from the experience. Shortly into your walk, Lee ran over to a nearby trash can and tossed your smoothie cup. Oh, were we holding on to those on the ride? Derek went after her and threw his cup away. You followed suit and got rid of your empty cup too. The clock inched closer to 7 p.m. as you all made your way back to the directory. It was hard to believe how fast the day had went.
So...
Where do you think your mom ended up today? We didn't see her anywhere. I don't know. She's just like that. Ooh, it's a mystery. Despite having vanished for the entire trip so far, when 7 p.m. hit, you spotted Kyra coming right over, waving cheerfully. As soon as she was close enough, she pinched Cove's cheek.
Hey, ya.
Hey, baby and friends. Hi, Mom. He pushed her back with one hand and rubbed his cheek with the other. Did you have a good day, gang? Yeah. Today was awesome. We did so much.
Not bad.
Just wait until Cove turns 18. I don't know. He's so cute at 13, though. It was fun. You enjoyed your day. There was no hiding your joy. Like the others, you were smiling ear to ear because today went so much better than you expected. I'm glad we came here.
That I do.
I want to hear all about it during the ride back. She clapped her hands together once, making sure she had everyone's undivided attention. Speaking of that, we'd better head out. Cliff must be missing us, and you've got to be starving. It's dinner time and you haven't eaten yet. Yeah. Everyone followed her lead and started walking out the door to the parking lot. Something about what Kyra said felt off to you. About what? There were tons of places to eat at the mall. You could have had dinner. Oh yeah, we could have had dinner without her knowing. She is watching us the whole time. Oh my god. You wondered if it was just a good guess, but you could feel your eyebrows raise when it dawned on you. She might have been keeping an eye on you after all. That was pretty slick. If she hadn't made that comment, you never would have known. You found it hard not to be impressed. Not once could you recall even catching a glimpse of her hanging around. Though now that you think about it, not seeing her ever was suspicious in and of itself. Shaking off those thoughts, you caught up with the others. Keeping the same seating arrangements as earlier, you all piled into the car and started heading back to the store. The drive went by without any problems, as it was filled with chatter about the various things everyone saw around the mall. Soon enough, you'd arrived at your destination. It was a much faster trip considering this time Kyra knew where she was going. Hearing the light jingle of bells from the front door being opened, Cliff poked his head out from the back. He lit up at seeing... Wait, he lit at up... It should be lit up at seeing who was here. Hey, Sport. Did everyone have an adventure? Hi, Dad. We had a blast. Yes. We found the mall.
Aw.
The mall. Wish I could have joined. He deflated in an exaggerated way. His shoulders sloped. Kyra put a hand on his arm and smiled.
Any whoosies?
There'll be plenty of other times. Are you set here? Almost. Mr. Holden sighed for real. He then pulled himself together, standing up straight.
Do you mind?
I just need a little more time to finish up. Will you be alright killing time for a little bit longer? It's okay. Yes, sir. No problem, Mr. Holden. Please just ignore Derek. He really has a sub fetish. He really wants you to punish him, I think. We can have fun here. Excellent. What a great group of kids. He gave an approving thumbs up and Kyra nodded along. I'll give you a hand. I remember the ropes. Why, thank you. They walked side by side to the back room. Before he was out of sight, Cliff stopped and looked over his shoulder. If you leave the shop, don't go too far. It's getting late. And then the parents were gone again. Let's go to the docks. They're right down the way. Yeah. Oh, I saw those on the way here and wanted to check it out. Are you coming, Joseph? Yeah, what, am I just gonna stay in the shop by myself? Alright. With a smile, Cove showed the way. Between the warm summer air and the smell of the ocean, you couldn't ask for a better night.
Thanks!
Thanks for letting me come. Me too.
Right?
I'm happy we did this. Today was great. Cove, your mom and dad are really cool. Really? Totally. Cove looked at Lee oddly. He ran a hand through his hair and then his puzzled expression cracked with a chuckle. I guess sometimes they are. You continued walking. Every so often, you would look up at the sky and see several stars poking out between the clouds. At one point, you noticed that Cove stopped while Lee and Derek kept going on ahead, busily chatting. Initially, you wondered if something was wrong, but you quickly noticed that he still looked to be in good spirits. You decided to hang back with Cove. He gave you a quick acknowledging look when you stopped at his side. You could taste the sea salt as you took a deep breath of the ocean air. Silently, you and Cove watched the ocean for a little while. There was something about the waves that you always found soothing. You couldn't think of a better way to end a busy day. Not much time later, Derek's chipper voice caught your attention. You and Cove both turned your gaze down the pier. What are you doing there, slowpokes? Get over here. We're doing adult things, Derek. You wouldn't understand being 10 years old and all. Like, sorry.
Hey!
Hey, come on. You looked at Cove at the same time he looked at you. You grinned and nodded your head in the direction of your friends. He gave you a small smile in return. Your footsteps echoed up against the wooden planks of the dock, and into the night as you ran to catch up. Alright, guys. That's the end of the mall moments. And I hope you all enjoyed.